Thank you for joining me for your July 2018 Astro Tarot forecast. I am shuffling the Wild Unknown Tarot. I love this deck by Kim Kranz. And this is what the back looks like. Simple but beautifully illustrated, and the texture is soft and smooth. It's beautifully manufactured. So we have a lot going on. It's eclipse month for you, and you are eclipsed this month, Cancer. We also have a Mercury retrograde, so let's get into it. On the 9th of July, Venus enters the sign of Virgo and leaves Leo. And this works for you. It's the third house of communications and writing and expression. And Cancer, there's a beautiful connection to your siblings at this time, and perhaps even local travel. Not huge trips, but weekend getaways and places you would drive to easily. Venus is love and attraction and harmony and balance. And when she's in the third house, your relationships with close neighbors and siblings are highlighted and smoothed over. That's a beautiful energy for you. On the 10th, Jupiter, that's planet's been stationed in Scorpio, which is trining any of your personal planetary placements in Cancer. Jupiter goes direct at 13 degrees of Scorpio on the 10th. And this will expand your fifth house of true love and romance and your relationship with your children. And wherever you have the most fun, there is a leisure, pleasure energy available here in the fifth house. And Jupiter is conspiring to elevate that sector for you. So the relationship and connection to your children, creative pursuits, independent entrepreneurial pursuits are highlighted and will be throughout the rest of this season of summer and into fall. On the 12th, we have our new moon partial solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Cancer in your first house of self and body. Tread lightly and don't take skydiving classes, and don't take too many risks with the physical self or push too hard in a gym session on the new moon partial solar eclipse. Two days before and after, it's not the best to take long trips in your car. When you're eclipsed, when the moon is in the same position as the sun and the eclipse occurs for the new moon, you're almost eclipsed out of the body. Your subconscious mind and your ability to truly discern situations, there's a kind of nebulous energy there. So it's not the best time to sign contracts or make clear, solid decisions on or around the eclipse in your first house. It's a time for a staycation in your home. And I wouldn't meet with the supervisor around the 12th because your clarity and your judgment is a little off, is what I wanted to say. So this is a good time, though, for you to implement a new routine for your physical self and the well-being of yourself, your mental well-being. So therapies, counseling, walks, a gym membership, but just don't try to lift 100 pounds the first day you're there. A personal trainer, a new diet, or seeing a nutritionist. Getting something positive to implement towards yourself and body would be great around this time. On the 22nd, the sun enters Leo, and that works for Cancer. That is the second house of security, self-worth, money, budget, finance, and confidence. Wherever the sun goes, that's where we follow. So there is a strong security now available to Cancer, and your earnings should pick up. On the 26th, Mercury retrogrades here as well. At 23 degrees of Leo, back through 11 degrees of Leo, through the 18th or 19th of August. So you're reassessing where your money's going, how much you're spending. Perfect time for a reevaluation of your budget and family money. An assessment of property taxes and everything that you have due or that you're responsible for is coming up over these 3 weeks, and you want to tend to every detail. Mercury is details and the analysis, and the second house is your money. And paying down debts could occur, and it's important to do so. Then we're eclipsed on the 27th. The full moon total lunar eclipse in the 4th house of home occurs in the credit card section of your life, the shared resources sector, your spouse's money, the home's money. There's closure here. You want to reevaluate where everything's going, and you don't want to spend in excess. It's a time to kind of secure what is yours. And you could also see some closure to an intimate connection for those of you who are dating and in intimate or sexual relationships. There is a closure in that area, and maybe putting behind anything taboo, closing the door on a curiosity. There's an awareness here in the 8th house, and that is a very deep sector. It's an intense sector. It's sexual relationships, it's death, it's things that are mysterious and a little bit dark. So Cancer is able to see things for what they really are and then close the door on what doesn't work for you. Maybe you're saying goodbye to a loved one at this time period, some of you. It applies very differently. Some of you just might be tired of sharing a connection with someone and you feel you want something more secure. Your security is what's the theme of the month. And oh, happy solar return to you as well, because it's still your birthday month until the sun enters Leo. So it's a time to assess what you're going through. And every solar return, you kind of tally up what's happened the last year for you. So let's see what happens in the tarot for Cancer. I'm always anxious to pull the cards. If you'd like a private reading with me, I'm at audreyalison.com, and that's one of the things I do best. So if you're interested, please see the links below in the Show More section. I also have a tarot online course that I wrote and published last year that is available for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. And I have a series on Vimeo on demand, medium messages. The link is below if you're interested in that. Cancer, here are your cards for July. Wow, talk about money and assessment. The 9 of Coins. This is having excess, and it could be due to partnership or the coupling of shared resources. And it's leisurely money. This is money that you have put aside and that you have to kind of relax. This is the kind of wine and cheese money. The 9 of Coins. I love that card. Let's see what else is here. Wow. More coins. It is that month. But the 5 is coming from a place of what you don't have. So there might be, when you do this reevaluating, when Mercury retrogrades, you're just taking stock. What could you cut back on? What could you use to beef up? And you want to change any thinking from a sense of lack, coming from a place of I can't or I don't have. That's this card. You don't want to focus on what you don't have as much as what you do. Let's see what else is here. 10 of Wands. There could be responsibility, stress, or obligation around you at this time and feeling the need to take care of everyone in the house, in the household, in your family. And it's a card of burden, but it's not negative like coming from somewhere else. It just means you're under some pressure. And you don't want to break your back trying to take care of everyone else, is what I get. Let's see what else is here. Well, it's reversed. 3 of Swords. Release what pains you. And your burdens are present, but they're more and more coming away from you. When the 3 of Swords is reversed, it could be a loss that you're reminded of, but you're getting closer away from, further away from. And it's a stressful card. It does contain anxiety, and the swords rule the mind. Maybe you are on repeat with a source of anxiety. Thank goodness, thank goodness. The World is your last card, and that is the most successful card in the tarot. Next to the Sun, it is benevolence. It's coming full circle and closure. There's a complete success with the World card. And everything that you have run into, that you're reevaluating, has happened for a reason. I would be out of a career if I didn't trust and believe in that. And the World is a sign of happiness and vindication. So stay your course, Cancer. I know you get so sentimental over your birthday, but tend to your security this month and make sure that it's available for you. With this, I don't have doubts. You start well and you end well. It's just the road in between. No one really tells us about that as we get older, that, you know, life can be traumatic and loss is painful, and you only continue to experience it. So it can weigh hard on a Cancerian heart, an empathic heart. And this is just the month to be calm and tread lightly around your eclipses. Know that you are not your body, you're the soul within it, but tread lightly, you know, pushing too hard physically. It's just not the month to do so. Get your ducks in order for that training session down the road, but don't start it on the 12th. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm wishing you a beautiful month of July. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.